What's up YouTube? If you're new to my channel, my name is Daryl Jones and I'm making videos pretty much about like the things I enjoy and kind of all over the place, my daily life, my routines, fitness, and a lot of other stuff. And today's video kind of falls in the category of other stuff. Today's video is going to be the top 5 dumbest purchases I've made. Because over the past year I have made some dumb purchases that I look back on and I'm like, you know, why did I get these things, this and that. And I'm not making this video to flex by any means. If anything, it's actually going to be informational and kind of let you guys know, you know, not to make the same mistakes as me. The thing is, starting last year I started to become somewhat financially stable, and so I was, you know, a little bit more excited to get some things I was never able to have. I mean, I grew up in Oklahoma. I never really had anything, so there's always some stuff I wanted, and even like these shirts and these hats, like these are things I love. Clothes and I love like designer stuff, so yeah. But I have still made a lot of dumb purchases, and I'm going to be walking you guys through those and also explaining, you know, why I did it and why I regret it. So let's get into it. So my first dumbest purchase, this was probably the easiest thing so far, simply because ever since I got these like 3-4 months ago, I still haven't taken them out of the box until this video. So that just goes to show obviously how dumb it was, but it's one of those things, you live and you learn. So this is kind of funny. So I got these Fendi house shoe slippers. I was at Saks Fifth and like they looked really comfy and they kind of felt cool on my feet, and so I got them. But at this point I literally have never worn them once, and I have slides already, like Burberry slides. And so these had a pretty hefty price tag. They were like $8.50, and looking back on it, knowing I haven't worn them once, it's like I could have probably done without them. But I mean, they are super comfy and they're stylish, but as you can see, the padding's still in because I haven't worn them. You know, you live and you learn. I used to go to like Saks Fifth a lot and Rodeo, and I used to obviously get a lot of clothes and a lot of shoes, but as I've, you know, matured and gotten, I guess, like 6 months older, I've learned to, you know, cut that back and also focus on, you know, the bigger picture. And I really love investing and stuff, and these kind of things were taking away my dry powder to put into investments and whatnot. So yeah, that's the first dumbest, as you can see. Still in the box, unworn, and that just goes to show why it was a dumb purchase in the first place. And my next dumbest purchase kind of goes hand in hand with the last one in terms of like designer, and like I was in a store and I saw something that like I thought I really liked at the time, but it wasn't really very practical, and it's this Versace belt. I was in Nordstrom and it caught my eye. It was glimmering, it was shiny, and at the time, you know, like my impulses were pretty crazy, so when I would see something that I want, I would just go for it. But once again, I've never worn this belt once, literally once. I tried it on my jeans one time and it didn't really fit well, and it kind of made like a weird like bulge in that area, if you know what I mean, because it's so big, like this is so big, so it kind of just made me look odd. And yeah, it was just, looking back on it, it's like I could have done without spending on that, and that was about, I think this was like $450. And once again, like looking back, I'm like, oh, I could have invested that money or could have saved that money, this and that, because I'm maturing a lot in my financial decisions, and especially with like taxes and things like that you've got to prepare for constantly in like the influencer scene. It's definitely made me mature a lot over these past few months. So yeah, this is number 2. Yeah, it's just kind of a pointless purchase. Let's get to number 3. And my next dumbest purchase, once again, I have not worn this once since I got it, and I got it like 4 months ago. And this is kind of like the tale of this video, is like I'll see things that I really want in the moment. Half the time I don't even try it on, and then I get it and it sits in my closet for a long time, and I'm like wondering why I'm not wearing it. But then I put it on and it's like, oh, it kind of fits weird, it's oversized. And that is this ripped Balenciaga turquoise hoodie. I saw it in stores and I really wanted it. Like I liked the design, liked all this, but typically like Balenciaga stuff kind of fits like really big on me, and I can't necessarily pull off like that thick and big style, I guess you could say, or oversized style. I don't know why I said thick. Yeah, so I got this in Nordstrom as well, alongside with the Versace belt, and this had a pretty hefty price tag as well. I think it was like $1,400 or $1,500, and just like looking back, it's like for a piece of clothes, you know, for like a hoodie, it's just like, when I think about it now, I never spend money on clothes anymore. I guess they kind of got it out of my way early on, but it was fun while it lasted, because like that's something that I truly do love. Like I do love clothes, but it got kind of out of hand, and so I had to take a step back and start to really focus on like the bigger picture. And yeah, this is definitely number 2 in the regrets. And it's still like a clean hoodie, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't fit me very well. It's super oversized. And not to mention, I got a lot of these things like before summer, and summer came, so I can't really wear any of them anyways because it's way too hot. But let's get into number 4. So this next one actually happens to be like something that I always wanted, like even from high school 2018. It was my favorite pair of shoes still ever pretty much. But the thing is, looking back, it's like, now that I have these, I've only worn them twice, and it's very, very hard to find things to go with them. So they kind of just like sit on display in my apartment and I guess make it look cool. But the price tag was hefty once again. It was like $2,200 for these. And looking back, it's just like, that's so much money just to go to clothes and shoes. And if I was, you know, investing that or putting it into a savings account or something else and preparing for taxes and other financial things, it would have just been so much better used. So this is the Off-White UNC. So obviously it's a clean shoe. It's like, it's still my favorite shoe, favorite sneaker. But now that I've kind of grown out of that phase of, oh, I want all these clothes and I want all these shoes, it's kind of a wake-up call. And I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, I've only worn these out twice. I got them to also like take pictures in. I haven't taken pictures in them aside from like 1 or 2 times. And so for that price tag, it's just like, wow, like looking back, I just really, not that I like regret these things, but I do look back and say, oh, that was kind of, you know, kind of stupid, kind of dumb. And that's why I'm making this video as my dumbest purchases, because obviously it wasn't the most financially responsible thing to do to buy these UNCs, but it is what it is. So let's get into number 5. I held up 4, but 5. And this last one is it's a different category than all the other things. It's in the collectibles category. Everything else is pretty much like clothes and designer and this and that. I happen to have a cool store near where I live, and it's called Kith. And I went there and I saw, you know, these cool collectibles called Bear Bricks, but they had some 1,000%. So Bear Bricks range from like 100% to 200% to 400% to 1,000%, and that's the size of it. I have a lot of 400%, which are like smaller and obviously cheaper. But when I walked into Kith, I saw this giant bear brick, and I was like, wow, that looks nice. You know, my impulses kind of got me once again. And yeah, it was about 1,200, but it's a massive, I'll scoot back to show you guys. It's a massive bear brick, and it's not to say that I regret like purchasing or regret getting any of these things, but like I said, looking back, it was just kind of dumb in like a financially responsible manner. Because once again, this thing's mainly just like a decoration and kind of sits on display. I haven't really taken pictures with it. But it does garner some compliments when people come by and they're like, oh wow, I didn't even see that. That's so clean, this and that. But looking back, like I said, it was just kind of dumb. Like my impulses got the best of me. That's kind of why I want to make this video, is to tell you guys that, you know, impulses really can get you, and like the things that you think are gonna make you happy and are gonna make you enjoy things more aren't necessarily always gonna do that. Because I thought when I was going to Rodeo and Saks Fifth all the time that, you know, buying clothes and stuff, getting that dopamine rush was gonna like make me, you know, happy or something like that. But in reality, it didn't really change much. Like each time I went to buy clothes and shoes and stuff, it got less and less exciting, to the point where obviously I never go anymore, and it's been like 3 to 4 months. But looking back is like, you know, I really was kind of going too crazy, and I wasn't buying a lot of stuff. Like this shirt, for instance, it's a Balmain shirt, it's a nice shirt. I bought this for me, I bought the hat for me, I really like the stuff. But a lot of the stuff that I showed in this video, it was almost like I bought these things to try to, you know, I'll be open and transparent. I almost bought these things to try to like flex or whatever, or make it seem like I'm this or I'm that. But in reality, it's like these things sit in my apartment, and you know, it was just kind of dumb looking back on it. So if you're in the boat of, you know, you're on the come up and you're making some money, I just want to say, just try to be more financially responsible than I was with certain things, because in the end, you know, things are always changing in life, and I'm always gonna have like, you know, new ventures and also things that I need to take care of financially, especially like taxes. That's something that not a lot of people talk about, and not a lot of people, especially in the influencer scene, are taking care of properly, and it's going to come back to bite them. So I just want to make this video to show you guys that, you know, be more responsible. Don't just give into your impulses and buy things that you're going to later on look back and be like, oh, you know, that was a dumb purchase, because then you're going to obviously think, oh, should I sell this? Should I do that? But in reality, it is what it is. We all make mistakes, you know. I bought some dumb things, but luckily I'm maturing and learning as time goes on, and that's the best thing, is just trying to get 1% better every day in any way I can, whether that's like mentally, financially, physically, spiritually, anything. So yeah, thank you guys so much again for watching the video. I'm gonna have more videos up really soon. Sorry for the 2-week delay. I kind of just got backlogged on some stuff, and I also was running out of content. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I know it was different, but it's always good to just come up on here and talk to you guys. And you know, just I like making videos about topics that I personally enjoy too, and this was kind of fun to make. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.